There's a lot of talk about shifting timelines now, of which I wanted to just add that one times a unit is a mental construct to help organize experience. It itself is not a real thing, it's just a byproduct, a tool. And then line, time's not linear, it's cyclical. Things repeat themselves until you learn a lesson and then you go into a different timeline. But what I want to bring to all this, again, just reaffirming, I repeat myself a lot of these things because that's all there is. And it's just different ways to try to explain this specific concept, that our collective reality is a solidification of imagination, right? As you think, so shall it be. And so when there's specific entities or a group of entities that control the information that you receive and tell you what's true, what's not true, what to believe, what not to believe, that is a collective brainwashing to create a specific reality for their benefit, for this specific group's benefit. And so in order to shift timelines, you have to detach from your sense of identity, right? You have to detach from yourself because your identity is just a construct of all past experiences, the story that you tell yourself that you continue and habitually continue, right? It's a habit, so you keep doing it. Groundhog's Day, we keep repeating ourselves until we eventually get to the point of like, hey, wait, I can do something different. You know, we tell ourselves we have the sayings of like, oh, you're just like your father. Well, why is that? Right? You watched it, you observed it, you absorbed it as yourself, and now you do that, right? I can't do that. I've never done that, so I can't do it now. Like these things we tell ourselves to justify our own isolation and own limitation of self-possibility. And that to jump timelines necessitates this detachment from who you think you are and becoming something that you're not, right? Going into the unknown with faith. Understanding that the universe does always have your back as long as you believe it to be so. Because a belief's a big part of it, you got to believe it to see it. And this is a whole idea of inner work, shadow work, right? Confronting what habitual thing, thought process, way of being that you observe in yourself that no longer is benefiting you in this moment. You have to go through that, and you just got to start cutting things away and start doing things differently. And this is why the whole visualization, it's not about visualizing it and thinking it's going to manifest outside yourself, right? You visualize it as a simulated experience to see, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to act? What do I need to become to create the reality that I envision for myself, right? It's pre-gaming, you could say. Okay, what do I want? I visualize it, I see it inside myself. Oh, that's how I need to act to make that into reality. And thus I need to act like that in reality so that reality can manifest it for me. Right? It's not just sitting and visualizing. It's the visualization shows you how you need to act so that you can create what you visualized. Does that make sense? It's an input-output system. And so solidification of imagination requires an action towards the visualization.